Hello people, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, a special welcome to you. I ask that you check out the rest of my videos. If you like what you see, give them a thumbs up, leave a comment, but more than anything, I'm asking that you subscribe to the channel. So today I'm going to be talking about the by-election that's going on in Jamaica. I was reading The Loop and I came across an article that touched on the subject of the by-election, in particularly in East Portland, where Anne-Marie Vaz is competing with Damien Crawford. So Anne-Marie Vaz is from the Jamaican Labour Party and Damien Crawford is from the People's National Party. What caught my attention about the article was how the journalists used the term by-election versus by-election. It has been long-standing in Jamaica's political history that when it comes to election time, politicians often show themselves in the neighborhoods, in the areas where they want to actually win their vote. And it is renowned that most Jamaican politicians, not all, most Jamaican politicians often grease the pockets of potential voters so that those voters could or would actually vote for them when in the actual election. That is something that's been going on for years. A few years ago, I think a few decades ago, a committee was set up in Jamaica for fair election. So considering that that committee is in place, maybe the corruption has decreased somewhat. I don't really know for a fact. You guys can fill me in on what you think about that. Anyway, in regards to by-election, what drew me to the article was that the journalist titled his article as Jamaican voters are getting smarter. So immediately when I read the title, Jamaican voters are getting smarter, what came to my head was actually that Jamaican voters as now, what you would say, transformed into independent thinkers and thinking, well, I'm no longer going to vote for JLP or PNP because majority of the people in my neighborhood vote for them. That's where my mindset was at when I read that Jamaican voters are getting smarter, but it was nothing of that sort. After reading the article, what I realized that was one particular Jamaican potential voter is playing what I would call a dangerous game. The journalist says as he was doing his work by trying to cover both rallies of the by-election, People's National Party and the Jamaican Labour Party, he actually bumped into a supporter with a familiar face. So I think he was at one rally for the People's National Party where he recalled this face for one reason or another. And then as he was attending the next rally, the next party event, the same person was there. So this person was actually at the Jamaican Labour Party, sporting the Jamaican Labour Party green shirt, saying go, go, Vaz, Vaz, Vaz. And then the journalist happened to bump into this same person wearing an orange t-shirt supporting Crawford. Now, there is a little joke or funniness to it, but there's also a seriousness to it. I don't know how much Jamaica has transformed, but I remember as a child growing up in the inner city when a particular person got killed for that same behavior. Is it still going on in Jamaica? Are Jamaicans more civilized now when it comes to election and so on? I'm sensing not really, because a part of the article that I read was saying the journalist was confronted in a resentful way, where someone was saying, move from round us up, you're a labor right and we don't want no labor right in a Portland. So that statement alone tells me that the ignorance among Jamaican political supporters is still rife. One may look at it and say, well, they can see the logics in this person jumping both sides of the rally, because at the end of the day, when it comes to the voting, that person is only allowed to put one X beside the head or the bell. I could see someone raising that point. But at the same time, the corruption that was from the politicians to begin with has now seeped over to the potential voters, to the citizens, where the citizens are thinking that just like how these politicians can come here and they can promise us everything that they know that we would like to hear be promised to us, we are now doing the same thing to the politicians. We are now attending their rallies, wearing their t-shirts, ringing their bell or pumping their fists, so they can actually believe that, well, we are in full support of them. While at the same time, I'm only doing it for a day's meal, or I'm only doing it for a couple of hundred or a couple of thousand in my pocket. I'm curious to hear what you guys think, because to me, it's an appalling act. It shows lack of loyalty, but at the same time, I also understand that desperate men do desperate things. But with the ignorance that is renowned among Jamaican political activists, it is a dangerous game to play. Like I say, I've seen something similar before, where one individual was supporting the Socialist Party when they came through and they were given little handout cash, and that individual switched t-shirt for the labor rights when they came through and they were given a handout cash. And what had happened to that individual was he died. He got killed. He got killed by loyalists of one or the other party. I can't quite remember. So I know for a fact that that is a dangerous game. Outside of Jamaica or any political platform worldwide, loyalty is seen as virtuous to an extent. So to be jumping from one party to the next party is not only a dangerous game in which you're selling your life cheap, but at the same time it shows that the corruption has now educated Jamaicans how to be corrupt. So as we say in Jamaica, pot can't call kettle black, you know. So even though I haven't heard that any politicians are aware of this or making any noise about it, I would imagine that if such a thing get to their ears, that's what they would start to say. They would start to say, well, you should be loyal to your party. But the truth of the matter is, when I read Jamaican voters are getting smarter, I was kind of like excited, because I thought, yeah, after all, finally Jamaican people who vote are now voting with their independent thinking, for their independent benefit, not only so much for themselves, but for the country in a whole. So that would be my encouragement to Jamaican voters. Don't vote because of peer pressure, or don't vote because of what the majority is voting for, but listen to the JLP, listen to the PNP, weigh up their arguments, weigh up their personality, see who actually wins your trust. Because if you want to vote for the betterment of your country, you have to vote for one of these people. And nobody knows what's behind their smiling faces. Nobody knows what's behind their promises. Nobody knows if they're actually truthful. But it's a gamble at the end of the day when you're going to vote for a politician. You know, so it's the one that convinces you. It's the one that promises you some level of personal good, personal growth, and some level of betterment for your neighborhood and betterment for your country. So I would love to hear what my viewers and subscribers has to say about this individual and the behavior of jumping from one party to the next in support, even though, like I said before, at the end of the day, it's just one X beside what. Is it worth it in Jamaica at the moment to play such a game? Because I'm going off a 1980s mindset that it was a dangerous game back then in Jamaica to play, switching t-shirts, supporting both parties. Is it a dangerous game today? You guys let me know who are living in Jamaica, and let me know what you all think a potential voter should actually think about when he or she makes their vote. That's pretty much what I have to say today. Hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. Until next time, peace.